Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause, here or at home, to Aiden in a kilt. Woo!
How's it going, everybody? It's really interesting that they just mentioned Fringe and Kyle Decker. I am also doing a Fringe show. I'm producing it. It's called Renaissance of the Dead. And Kyle Decker is going to be directing that for me. So definitely check that out. It's going to be awesome. Kyle is an amazing director. I've worked with him before through Fearless. And I'm really looking forward to doing more of that. I'm going to start out with, I'm from Minnesota. I live in Minneapolis right now. Been here for quite a while. And I'm going to play a song that shows how much I appreciate Minnesota. Here in Minnesota, we have so much to be proud of. We have the Mayo Clinic and the Coen brothers. Highest GPAs in all of the Midwest because we fund our schools, except North Minneapolis. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Lowry Bridge Light in the colors of a rainbow, NPR Raccoon, and a bunch of brew pubs. Best Buy started here, just like GM, Quaker, and Target. 38 Native men were murdered in Mankato. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Have a Juicy Lucy at Matt's or 5-8 Club. Go to Walker Arts, see a giant blue cock. Enjoy the nightlife and ride the Metro Transit, but be wary of the cops. They'll shoot you if you're black. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Oh no, Minnesota. If you're from here, it's a good life just as long as you are white. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Whoa, whoa, Minnesota. Oh no, Minnesota. Fuck you, Minnesota. So most of the rest of my set tonight I just wrote today, so I'm going to be cheating. I have a notebook here with me. I just recently started at a new job, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's a desk job at a snack and soda vending warehouse, which has been very dangerous for me lately. My biggest problem is these honey buns. I eat so many honey buns there, and they're so sugary and so fattening. But I think I found a way to counteract the honey buns. What I do is I drink 4 or 5 energy drinks every single day. So that should be helping. I actually blame the last job that I had on my increasing waistline. Due to a non-disclosure agreement, I'm not actually allowed to say where it was that I was working. I can tell you it was at a mall. This is actually the biggest mall of America. I mean, in America. Can't get in trouble for saying that, right? Now, my title there was Exterior Maintenance Team Lead, which is fancy speak for babysitter who also shovels snow. I spent most of my time driving around in a big shiny truck trying to look like I was watching other people do their job. One of my favorite things to do, because I had so much free time, actually one of my favorite things to do besides getting stoned on the job or like taking a shit on company time, was taking photos of people who were parked inside of the emergency lane, or photos of people smoking cigarettes in front of no smoking signs. Is this like some type of anti-establishment anarchy punk thing where smokers all have to smoke directly in front of signs that say no smoking? So I like taking photos of them, and they always get pretty upset at me, and they ask me what I'm doing. It's like, well, I'm just taking a photo for my Instagram blog. Hashtag assholes who don't know how to read. They do not like it when I say that. So because I was spending about 9 hours a day riding around in this truck, not really doing too much physically, I decided to get a gym membership, thinking that might be able to help me out. At the very least, I'd be able to get some hot tub time in, some nice geriatric soup, help out those old muscles of mine. Now, I don't know if the women's rooms have this, but the men's rooms have this feature, and it's in every single gym, in every single state all across America. The second you walk into the locker room, there's a bench. An ordinary bench, not unlike any other bench, because this bench isn't actually what I'm trying to talk about right now. It's what's sitting on top of the bench. Again, I mentioned this bench is not special because this happens at every single gym in America. On top of this bench is the oldest, wrinkliest ball sack you have ever seen. And it is attached to an equally old, equally wrinkly, and naked man. Now, it's not always presented spread eagle, but the balls are always visible. And I'm convinced that there's a conspiracy by Big Fitness that this happens. I'm convinced in my heart of hearts that gyms are giving free memberships to naked old men to remind the rest of us what grim, dark future lies ahead of us. If we don't eat well and exercise, without proper training and fitness, your ball sack could be as old and wrinkly as this one. Fear-mongering with testicles, that's right. And it works. I signed up for a year. I also signed up to get my testicles checked for cancer. So, at this point, I'm going to play you guys another song. This one is, it might touch close to a couple people out there. This song is about vegans, but it's really about those that I think are like the fake vegans. They're the ones who are picking like, oh, I'm vegan, but I eat this, or but I eat that. And so that's what this song is about. I love quinoa, I love kale, and other vegan treats, kombucha and tofu, 'cause vegans don't eat meat. No dairy for me or honey in my tea. Time and again, I hound my friends. No Jello for me or hot chocolate. You see, have I mentioned that I'm a vegan? Once a month when the moon is full, I grow claws and sharpen teeth. Furry pointy ears and an extra set of knees. A bloodlust so deep and a need to feed. Wouldn't harm my furry friends, no, I only eat man. I stalk my prey at night, only humans will I bite. Have I mentioned that I'm a vegan? Vegan werewolf. Vegan werewolf. Only soy imitation cheese on the pizza that I eat. Mushrooms replace the chili in my meat. The moon tells me to devour those who flee. Doesn't matter when I change back again, 'cause I'll go to my old ways and I'll rub it in your face. Have I mentioned that I'm a vegan? Vegan werewolf. Vegan werewolf. Vegan werewolf. Vegan werewolf like me. Thank you. So, growing up as a kid, I spent a lot of time going to the emergency room. Now, a couple of those times were my own fault. Like when I put an axe in my foot while I was cutting a piece of wood in a junkyard. I got 6 stitches in my hand from when me and a group of friends were we were trying to recreate those surge videos. You know, the ones with the parkour where they would like jump over obstacles and stuff to try and get to this drink. And they would always, the winner would always get to it, and you would pop that top off and you'd throw it back, and it would be like the most refreshing thing you've ever had in your entire life. So we were playing that with just a big mound of hill, or a big mound of dirt, and we were all running up there, and I was actually winning. And as I go to grab the soda, I trip and I fall on a piece of glass and I slice my hand open. There's blood everywhere. And so they call the ambulance, and I get rushed to the hospital, and I never got the drink. Which it's okay. It's not that sad. We were kind of poor, so we didn't have Surge. We just had caffeine-free diet Coca-Cola. You know, the kind in the taupe cans. Just do not look good at all. Right? Another time when I was 9 years old, it was around 4th of July, and we were watching the fireworks with my family, and I'm on top of this fence watching over 94. My brother is standing next to me. My entire family is there. My parents, my aunts and uncles. We're both on top of this fence, and my family's all freaking out because my brother, who's only 2 years old, is up there, and they're all making sure he doesn't slip, and I slip. I actually get hung up on this fence, and you can see right here, I have a giant chunk of my arm was taken out. Now, as it was happening, I was in so much pain that I couldn't feel the pain, like I went into shock. My uncle took my shirt off of me and wrapped it around my arm so that to stop the blood. And all I could remember as I was up there, like as it was happening, was the ripping sound of this shirt because it was so loud and it was in my head. And I remember this shirt very specifically because I had just gotten it the day before. My parents had taken me to go see the Power Rangers at the circus. I don't know why the Power Rangers were at the circus. I guess that's just something that you did back in the 90s. And so a couple weeks later, after getting the stitches in and everything's, I'm out of the hospital, back home. It was actually 137 stitches. 37 of those were on the outside. Yeah, there was a big chunk of meat taken out. So my mom does my laundry for me, and I get this shirt back, the shirt that I was wearing, the one with the Power Rangers on it. And I'm expecting to see the arm completely torn up. The arm has 2 tiny little pinholes in it. The ripping sound was my arm. I still cringe thinking about that, yes. So I wanted to share that with you. Good, good, good. Now, not all of my injuries growing up were self-inflicted. No, I have a younger sister. She's calmed down. She's calmed down a lot after having a couple kids. She's gotten older, but she used to be a straight-up demon. She was born on Friday the 13th, and she lived up to that. When I was 11 years old, she stabbed me in the back with a fork. Now one of the prongs on this fork broke off, so I guess technically it was a threek, not a fork, but yeah. The only reason that I know for a fact that she wasn't actually a demon is because we went to church together. We were both in the bell choir. Now, for those of you who don't know what bell choir is, you have 3 rows of 4 people, and each person has a row of between 2 and 8 shiny brass bells in front of them. I was pretty good at it, so I was in the front row. My sister was directly behind me. I had 8 bells. She had 2. Now, these 2 bells were a lower note, so they were much bigger than mine. Now, I don't remember being a little asshole in this exact instance, but I may be wrong. I was quite frequently a little prick. At least that's what my parents told me. Anyways, I look back at her. Maybe I stick out my tongue or something. I don't remember. But she takes this gigantic bell, and she hits me on the head with it. It didn't hurt. I kind of chuckled and turned back to my bells. The choir director starts screaming at the top of her lungs, and then she faints. I reach up to my head, and I pull back. My white cotton bell gloves are just covered in red blood. All I remember after that is hearing my sister behind me laughing. And this is the loudest laugh I have ever heard in my life, including when James laughs. Now, there is this one time where I had to call an ambulance because she turned her vengeance onto somebody else. It was our babysitter. He was actually dating our cousin at the time, so he was really close to our family. After growing up without a father around very much, he became like a father figure to me, like a strong male figure, and really my best friend at the time. He was watching us for some reason, and my sister just starts going completely crazy. I don't know why. She's got this gigantic pair of scissors in her hand, and she's running around. I'm still traumatized from the fork incident, and so I just get out of her way. The babysitter goes up to her and demands that she gives him the scissors. So she says, okay, and goes to give it to him. And as he's reaching, she opens it up and slices his hand. I jump on the phone immediately. I call 911. He's losing blood. My sister has this sinister smile on her face. She looks me dead in the eyes and says, well, he asked for it. Shortly after that, all of the adults in my family find out that he had actually been molesting my sister. For a couple years, actually. No one in my family believed her, except for my dad and my cousin, the one who was dating the babysitter at the time. He disappeared from all of our lives after that, and recently I realized that I resented my sister growing up for taking away my best friend. And I was angry, and I blamed her. And my sister is amazing. She's a great mother, the most protective little sister someone could ever ask for. And she's a straight up badass. I'm going to close tonight by apologizing to her. It wasn't your fault. You were a child, and he was a monster. I was also a monster for not believing you. I love you, Ashley. You're the best sister I could ever have. And you're right. That fucker asked for it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aiden in a kilt.